Hey, students in design and decoration. We have been working on a lot of decorative techniques where we're manipulating the surface of the clay. And now for the next couple weeks, we're going to do things dealing with the glaze and color and surface only. So we're not manipulating let's say, the texture of the clay itself. So today we're going to do a simple wash design where we put the color directly on the clay. So we need to start with a piece of clay that is bone dry. So you need to make sure you have a couple tiles made. This is not easy. This is sort of like doing a fresco where the color is embedded directly in the surface. So you only get one shot. You can't make any mistakes because there's no way to get rid of it. So let me just show you a few examples. This is called the maiolica, which means that you put a glaze on first and then the oxide or the stain is placed directly on the clay and the color is fused in that way. Here's another piece. This is a stain that is put underneath the glaze, so it's called an underglaze, a little bowl from Florence, Firenze, where the color is put on the raw clay or the bisqueware, and then a clear glaze is put on top of that. Let's set it like that so you could see it in the frame. A whistle I created, again, using the colors we're going to use today called Easy Strokes. So it's just a free-flowing little design on a whistle. This is by an artist. I got this in Italy. This is a little bit different. This is a wash of color directly onto the clay, so like what we'll be doing today. All right, it's not as vibrant, it's more subtle. Okay, a nativity scene. And then just a couple more examples. A little looser piece here, a little fish, a dragonfly, and this was done with a wash of green color first, and then you could actually buy a pen or pencil if you want really tight design. So this is a little dragonfly with a really tight little design created on top. And then we have this, it's okinoi, this Greek piece of pottery. And here again we have, this is more of an engobe, like we did with the Mishima and the Sgraffito, with the brown and black and the beigey color showing through. Okay, so always make sure you think about what color is your base and what's going to go through. Okay, so we have the Easy Strokes, and they come in these little containers. They actually make about 30 or 40 different colors. So we have a nice range of yellow, orange, red, green, blue, and I think a black. And what you want to do is you want to always start with the lighter colors, and these are pure color. So let me show you how to set up a little palette. I would go ahead and put a drop or two of some of the colors you think you might be using. You need to shake them up a little first. And it's best to work on a white palette so you can see the color. With Easy Strokes, what you see is pretty much the color you're going to get. There's not a lot of change, and they only become more vibrant as they are fired and glazed. These are a bit different than we would say oxides in high fire ceramics like we would do in the Citrus Studio, where we only have 4 or 5 colors. Browns from iron, blues from cobalt, greens from oxides, can't think of the green right now, but anyways, we only have a few different colors. But in lower fire, like we're doing here, you have a lot of different colors. Okay, so I'm going to just step out, get some water real quick, be back in a jiffy. Okay, so we have some water and we're ready to go. You may want to start by having something in mind, a plan, because you only have one chance. So I'm just going to start with getting some of this yellow really wet, and I've loaded up the brush. It doesn't look like quite enough color, so let me add a little bit more. We do want it very, very watery, like a watercolor. These are not like paints, like you're going to cover the surface. So don't expect a tight design. Okay, so we got the color loaded up. Just going to hold this in my hand so you can see a little bit better. And just going to lay on some yellow. Maybe like a watercolor, add a little orange to that. Not loving that, so we'll add a little bit more. And even more, okay? Again, some of the colors will be more vibrant as they fire. Okay, so there you go. We're going to let that dry for just a second. I'm going to add a little green. Clean out the brush. And again, make sure these are pretty watery. And the brush I'm using is called a Sumier brush, and it makes a nice pattern if you use it quickly like this, like little leaves. Okay. Hopefully I was in the frame there. All right, so we'll rinse that out. And maybe add a touch of red. Maybe there's some like flowers coming up here. Okay, and finally, just a touch of black. You always want to start again from the light colors and then work towards the dark. Hopefully you can see this. You can see the color can be laid right on top of the others. Okay. Okay, so that is a quick Sumier style, because this is the Sumier brush, using the easy strokes. Like I said, you may want to do 2 or 3 practice tiles. Remember, you could always use the back side if you make a mistake. So we're going to do this week. Next week, we're probably going to do some sort of wash or resist with wax or wax crayons. And then the next couple weeks, we're actually going to be making projects using the different decorative techniques that we've learned through the semester. So if you have any questions, make sure you contact me. Have a good week.